If you have a young child or, have even been in the same room as one, you know that sound, that endlessly looping, maddeningly catchy sound of modern YouTube nursery rhymes. But have you ever stopped to really listen to what they're teaching? Let's dive into the hidden curriculum of these rhymes. Beyond the colors and the numbers, there's a surprisingly structured curriculum hiding in plain sight. These songs aren't just entertainment. They're basically a massive, unregulated social experiment. So what are the lessons being encoded into the minds of an entire generation?
See, unlike the weird, nonsensical rhymes from our childhoods, today's nursery rhymes are incredibly direct. They've really become tools for modern parenting, offering these simple, step-by-step instructions for how to get through the chaos of toddlerhood. They are, in essence, behavioral blueprints.
What's really interesting is how these songs break down super complex situations into these easy-to-follow scripts. You can think of them as little playbooks for everything from getting a scraped knee to sharing a toy. Today, we're going to decode 3 of the most common scripts you'll find all across this new media landscape.
All right, first up is a classic, the Boo Boo Protocol. Now, this isn't just a song about getting hurt. It's a highly structured guide that teaches both the kid and the caregiver exactly how to respond when a minor accident happens.
The formula is always the same. Seriously, watch for it next time. First, there's the fall or the bump. Second, the child has to say the problem out loud, using that exact phrase, "Mommy, I have got a boo-boo." Third, the parent offers immediate comfort. And fourth, a simple solution just makes it all better. This predictable sequence is repeated over and over and over again.
And this line right here, this pretty much illustrates the core of the entire protocol. This single sentence, repeated endlessly, is just a powerful dose of reassurance. It teaches the child that, hey, not only is your problem recognized, but help is immediate and it's guaranteed. It's basically a script for safety.
So let's move on to our next theme and see how this all builds. The exact same scripting applies to non-physical problems. These songs give kids a simple vocabulary and an action plan for internal feelings like being sad or sick, acting as a kind of emotional first aid.
What's really interesting here is the direct if-then logic you can see on the slide. On the left, you've got the feeling, phrases like feeling low or having a nose all red. And then right next to it, on the right, you get the prescribed action. It's a simple, concrete solution like get well soon or take your medicine. It's basically a clear map from an internal feeling to an external solution. And that brings us to the most common theme of all, the sharing curriculum. I mean, if there is one single moral lesson being drilled into toddlers by YouTube, it is this explicit direct instruction course on how to handle social conflict. The fascinating part is just how consistent it is. It doesn't matter if the fight is over a doll or a truck or a spot on the slide. The script for how to get a positive social outcome is almost identical every single time. It's a universal formula. So this table really lays it all out. Look at this pattern. In the first column, you've got a conflict, like wanting a doll. In the middle, the child uses a magic phrase, like I say please. And boom, this immediately leads to the resolution in that final column. Here you are, we share. These songs are literally teaching that specific words can directly unlock positive social results. And the lesson is never subtle, not at all. It's spelled out in the lyrics, leaving zero room for interpretation. This quote is basically the thesis statement for the entire sharing curriculum. This is the right behavior, and this is the positive emotion you're going to feel as a result. So, why are these simple, almost algorithmic formulas so incredibly effective? Well, it all comes down to the fundamental psychology of a developing brain and the power of providing simple scripts for a really complex world. The term for this is verbal scaffolding. And it's a great analogy. Just like scaffolding on a building gives support during construction, these songs provide prepackaged language, a scaffold, that helps children build their social and emotional skills. They're literally given the words they need to manage tough situations. So the crucial point is that the mind-numbing repetition isn't just lazy songwriting. It's the whole point. It's the core feature. It creates predictability in stressful moments, and this is really important, it reduces the cognitive load for kids so they don't have to figure out a social situation from scratch every single time. It just relentlessly embeds a very specific cause and effect model for pro-social behavior. Which leaves us with one final, pretty big question to think about. In the past, children learned morals from nuanced fables and fairy tales, right? Today, they're learning from simple, highly optimized algorithmic scripts. So, are these the new moral stories for the 21st century? And what does that mean for the generation that's being raised on them?